So they really have to get him signed, whereas the Mets, I think we really wanna get him signed, but we've got other options. So,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a matter of who decides, you know what, I'm not paying that, if the other guy wants to give it to you, then go right ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. Most of what I've read seems to predict that he's going to the Mets. That could have changed. I haven't read anything in the last.
I mean, he's gonna go wherever gives him the most money, but at some point, either Steinbrenner's or the Coens are gonna say, listen, this is my best offer, I'm not going above this. I think whoever makes the higher offer.
Well, yeah.
Boy, everything's good.
Hey, good job, Edith. Go on.
Everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's nice. Really nice.
Was it at your house?
No, we were with Phyllis's cousins. What about you guys?
Our house, small crew for us.
What is that? What does small mean?
Small was 8,
That is small for
Yeah,
like
that's
some
right.
small stuff.
Yeah, usually it's
20.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, we were Phyllis's cousins had more like 25, 30. It was a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
Did you have to travel far, or?
No, it was on the Upper West Side. So it's nice. A lot of people. Kids had a good time.
Some other kids, your kids' ages?
Yes, yes. Some of the cousins are. Well, I mean, the cousins' kids are like our, like they're like our kids' second cousins. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're really related, but.
Those are good groups. to
Yeah, it's nice to keep. Felissa doesn't have so many cousins, and it's nice to sort of. You have to work to keep those relationships going, and,
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's like, well, not work. Like you have to just, you have to
Bring
make,
people together.
prioritize. Yeah, exactly. And it's really nice, and she's done that over the years, and it's really nice. She doesn't have a huge family, anyways. Do you want to dive?
Sure.
Unless, so Darren has a yard site, unless he wants
So
that,
does-
oh, you have a yard site too? Oh, Rebecca shop, you're here, go for it, that'd be great. Whenever you're ready.
Darren and I can split it.
Darren can split, yeah, absolutely, if Darren's here, I don't know if Darren's here.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Oh, he is coming. Wonderful, alright. Well, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Now's the time. Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. You cooked? You cooked.
Well, I have to say, I cleaned.
You
My-
cleaned. Michael cooked. Oh yeah, he told me he's been cooking a lot since he was. That's awesome.
Darren?
Hey Darren, good job. Do you want to lead? You
Sure.
both have yard site.
Yeah. No, I think Michael is starting and I'm taking us home, something like
Wonderful.
that. You can relax, sit down, take the weight
I'm
off.
just gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna right out there on the couch.
Have a nap.
Go outside, smoke a cigarette. Yeah.
Take a nap.
Oh, okay.
Okay, page 14, 46. Yedid nefesh av harachamam mishof avdach eritzonach yarutz avdach kimo ayam yishtachaveh muhadarav yerav lo yediduta minofetzuv vechol tam Adonai eziv haolam nafshi cholat ahavatach ana el marifan והייתה לך שפחת עולם ותקיימו רחמך וחוסנה על בן אוהבה כי זה נקזוף לראות תפארת עוזך עני לי מחמל ושלום ועתיד סלם יגע עלינה ובראש כביב עליו את סוגת אלומה תאיר ארץ מכבודך נגילה ונשמחה בך מהר ההוא כי במועד וכונני כי מעולם ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די די נרננה לאדוני נערי לצור ישנו נקדמה פניו בתודה בזמירות נריע לו כי הגדול ארבעים שנה הכו בדור ואומרם טועה לבבהם והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי ביפי אם יבואו אל מנוחתי שירו לאדוני שיר חדש שירו לאדוני הארץ שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו בסו מיום ליום ישועתו ספרו בגויים כבודו בכל העמים נברותיו כי גדול אדוני ומלוא מאוד נורא הוא על כל אלוהים כי כל אלוהי העמים אלה לי ואדוני שמיים עשה הוד והדר לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו הבו לאדוני משפחות עמים הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו שאו מנחם ובואו לך תווי די די שחו לאדוני בהדרת קודש הילו מפניו כל הארץ אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך תיכון תבל רב תימוד ידינמים במים ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ומלום יעלו סדן וכל הרבו אז ירננו כל הצייר לפני אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ ישפוט טבע בצדק ועמי באמונתו ינאי די 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 Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai. Page 17. Adonai malach tigel haaretz yismechu im rabim anav v'vachel seviva sevet u'mishpot mikol kiso. Shamavati smak Sion v'tagelna benod Yehuda leman mishpatecha Adonai ki ata Adonai elyon al kol haaretz me'od na'aleit al kol Elohim Oavei Adonai sinu ra shomer nafshot chasidav mi'ad rashayim yatzilem Ozaru ala tzadik hu Yisrael lev simcha simchu tzadikim b'Adonai ve'odu l'zecher kasho Shiru Adonai shir chadash ki nivlot asau shi Elohim no uzro kodsho לפני אדוני כי יבא לשפוט הארץ ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים במי שערים אדוני מלאך יגזו עמים יושב קרובים תנוד הארץ אדוני בציון גדול כל הגול Remember Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lahad kacho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Mizmor leDavid havu l'Adonai b'nei havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz hay havu l'Adonai kivod shemo ishtachavu l'Adon v'hadrat kodesh kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim kol Adonai ba'koach hay kol Adonai behadar kol Adonai shover arazim v'shaber Adonai et azeh halvanon v'yarkideh kemo egel Levanon v'siryo emo kevorim me'emim nai kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh kol Adonai Yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai מדבר קדש כל אדוני יכול אלי עלות ויחסו יערון ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד היי אדוני למה בו ישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוזרי עמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די Anna bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaber rinatamcha sagvenu tarenu noram Anna bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir zerura kaberinat amcha sagvenu tarenu noram Anna bechoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaverina drina tamecha sagvenu tarenu noram Ay 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 Page 21. Lecha dodi lekra kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela hayda lecha dodi lekra kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela shamor bezachor bedibor echad Hishmiyanu el halmuchad Adonai echad ushmo echad l'shem utiferet et v'liktila lecha dodi lekat kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela hayda lecha dodi Kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela likra shabbat lechu v'nilcha ki mikor haberacha merosh bikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'mashrevatila lechadot Likrat kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela hay lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzi mitoch hafecha rav lach shevet b'yemet lecha vehu yachamo Alayich imla lecha dodi lecha kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela hayda lecha dodi lecha kala yadada 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 pnei shabbat nekabela hitnari me'afar kumi ליבשי בגדי תפארתך מי על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי קורבה אל נפשי גלה לך דודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדו עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקמי מה שתשכחי ומה תמי פחחסו אני ונבנית העיר אל תילה לך דודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה והיו למשיסה שועשייך ורחקו ומלאייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך כמסוס חתן על כלה לך דודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי על ידיש בן פרסי ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי בשלום עטרת אוהלה גם בשמחה וצהלה תולכם בני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה Page 23. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, טוב להודות לאדוני, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, ואמונתך בלילות, טוב להודות לאדוני. Sadikatama Yifra Keres Balvanon Yiskeshetulim Beved Adonai Bechatzro Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvum Besevam Deshenim Verananim Yehu Lehagin Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Elo Avlatabo Adonai Malachei Lavesh Lavesh Adonaios Titazar Haftikon Tevel Bentimon Mikolod Ma'im Rabim Adirim Mishbereyam Mikolod Ma'im Rabim Adirim Mishbereyam Adir Bamarom Nai Adir Bamarom Nai Adir Bamarom Adonai Adir Bamarom Adir Bamarom Adir Bamarom Adonai Edotecha nemu meod Bevatcha nava kodesh Adonai liorech yamirim.
This week we observe the Yartzeiton of Morton Weissman, father of Michael Weissman, Samuel Krulak, father of Roger Krulak, Aaron Klebanow, father of Jack Klebanow, Sidney Malik, father of Dan Malik, Maxine Fleischman, mother of Suzanne Wees, Benjamin Lee, father of Darren Lee, Emma Evan, mother of Frederica Siegel, and also Helen Brill Gordimer and Miriam Braven, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings. Mourner's Kaddish is on page 24. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. U'bagala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Good Shabbos, everyone. This parsha begins and ends with two very important meals, so it felt like a good thing to talk about right after Thanksgiving. Both of those meals in the parsha don't go particularly well. depending on your perspective. Or at least they lead to a lot of family tension. One thing not to be missed is the difference in cooking styles between Yaakov and Esav, right? So Esav hunts game meat and brings his father a roast. Beautifully cooked, I'm sure, simple roast, such as he likes, right? Yaakov, at the outset of the Parsha, the thing he cooks is, remember, Rivka cooks the thing that Yaakov brings to Yitzchak when he's going to steal the blessing. But the thing that Yaakov is cooking is a nazid, which is some kind of stew. It's some kind of lentil stew, some red lentil stew. Not to be missed is that the root of the word nazid, nun, zayin, dalet, is the same root as the word mazid. Mazid is a word that appears mostly, it appears in lots of different kinds of contexts. In traditional Jewish literature, it includes when it appears when you do something malicious with intent. So the difference, you could do a sin b'shogeg, by accident, or b'mezid, on purpose. And it means that in modern Hebrew too, to do something, but mezid means to do something intentionally, but intentionally in like a bad way. And one of the things that's going on here is that Yaakov, and we know this is part of the story, Yaakov is like cooking up a stew. Like he's cooking something up, right? The meal he's preparing is not simple. Unlike the meal that Esav is preparing, the meal that he is preparing is not simple. He is cooking up a nazid, and that word appears many, many, many times in a few verses, so that we know that Yaakov is cooking something up. And by the way, the fact that cooking something up has that connotation in English too is it's this anxious thing that when you cook up a stew, right, you don't know what's in it. And as a cook, right, and there's a lot of cooks here, right, the point of a stew, right, is to use up stuff and to put it together, often cheap stuff or stuff that's not so good anymore, and to put it together in such a way that you're not entirely sure what's in there, right? It's delicious, but it's hard to trust exactly what went into cooking up the stew. And I think it's very striking, actually, that our hero is Yaakov. I mean, Yaakov is the patriarch. He's Yisrael. He is definitely the patriarch of patriarchs in the Jewish imagination. And our other kind of like hero of heroes, unrelated to cooking, but David is also someone who's always cooking something up. It's a really, really sort of important part of Jewish identity, as distinguished from Esav, who brings something simple. And it reminds me, I was years ago, when I was still working as a chef in Brooklyn, and I was following cooking in Brooklyn very closely. So there was a restaurant called Number 7, which was this hot restaurant in Brooklyn, and they made some pretty wild food. And the chef there, I forgot his name, but I remember I have chuckled about this for years. It was sort of at the height of kind of the green market, local, seasonal, buy the best asparagus and just cook it as simply as you can, right? There was a famous restaurant out in California called Chez Panisse, where there's Alice Waters, is this famous chef, and she famously, this was even before, she famously for dessert used to serve a perfectly ripe peach. That was it. You'd go there and you pay lots of money, and for dessert you'd have like a peach, And it was great, a peach, I'm sure, right? And so, but the chef of this restaurant called Number 7, where they made some pretty wild food, was like, he sort of was disdainful of that whole ethos. And he said, I never really bought into the idea that you buy the simplest ingredients and treat them in the simplest possible way. He said, he was quoted in an interview, he said, I would rather buy a crate of rotten artichokes and make the craziest shit ever and blow your mind with them. And I have to say, I thought about that for years, and I think there's something pretty interesting about that perspective, and something pretty Jewish about that perspective. There's a famous, I don't know how famous it is, famous to me. There's a teaching in the Zohar about a guy who lives up on the mountain, and he eats raw wheat because he grows up on the mountain. He lives all alone, and he comes down to the village and in progressive times. And first they give him bread, and then they give him like a really fancy bread, And he said, what is all this made of? And he said, well, it's made of wheat. And he said, oh gosh, I eat raw wheat, so I'm the master of all of these things. I don't eat all of this. I eat the raw thing. And up on Mount Sinai or whatever. And the Zohar says, for one such as this, all the pleasures of the world are lost. And they only know this, the simple thing, but not the thing that can be made from that thing. And I want to say two things about this, in honor of cooking, and in honor of Jews and Thanksgiving. And so the first thing is about making a stew and making something elaborate from not that much. And I think, so my grandmother, I've been told, I don't remember, used to make something called salad soup, right? I don't remember if it was good, but salad soup, was it good? It was good. So salad soup was the leftover salad. The next day, you would put it into a pot with water and boil it, and then it was a soup. Was that all? That was the recipe, and it was salad. And it was salad soup. Not my mom's mom, my dad's mom. Maybe grandma made it too. I don't know. But I there's something very inspiring about that. And as Jews, we're like a small people, and sometimes we don't have so much, but we make something anyways. We cook up a stew anyway. So that's the first thing I want to say. And the second thing I want to say, to the point of sort of making something really wild in that story in the Zohar, not just eating the raw wheat, but cooking up something elaborate like Yaakov does, is that I think as Jews, one thing that we do is that we take a pretty big swing. I don't... In the class I'm teaching on Tuesday night, one of the things we're talking about is what constitutes Jewish writing. And there's an essay that we've been reading from Cynthia Ozick, who's, in my opinion, the greatest living Jewish writer. She wrote in this essay where she explores what it means to have Jewish writing. She says that no writer of any seriousness strives to be mediocre. Like, no one sets out to write like just an okay thing. And I think, I don't know if that's always true, but I think there's also something very, very Jewish about that. Like as Jews, like Yaakov, right? He's not entitled to the birthright, and he's not entitled to the blessing. But he's gonna take a really big swing, and he's gonna try to leave this big mark on the world. And I think as Jews, as a very small people, there aren't that many of us, but I think that throughout our history, we have made extraordinary contributions and accomplished incredible things, in part because we can make something from nothing, and in part because we take really big swings. And so I hope that when you cook again next, try something daring, and try to make a beautiful meal, and share it with your friends. And that's my Thanksgiving drasha. And we'll continue with Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hamavorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamavorach Umavir Yom, Umavir Laila, Umavil Ben Yom, Uven Laila, Adonai Sva'od Shemo, Al Chai V'Kayom Tamid Yom Lechalenu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim, Avat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta Torah Mitzvot Al Kenan V'yavtecha al tisa mimenu li'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher nochi metzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam lebanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'pshaltecha u'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, והיה עם שמות תשמע. Adonai Elohechem emet, emet, we moeten alles over je man in. Malchuto baratzon kiblu aleihem, Moshe v'nei Yisrael lachanu, Shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam, Mi kamocha b'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehiloto sefer. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze Elianu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'ema ki fad Adonai et Yaakov, ugolem yod chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Aski vein, what are the song? Ushmor tzeitenu v'uenu l'chaim Yerushalayim yata v'yad olam u'fros aleinu sukkot shalomecha Baruch ata Adonai haparei sukkot shalom aleinu v'yal kol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim v'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'rit olam ay 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 beini u'ben b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom hashavi'i Shabbat v'yinafash Yitkara v'yikara shemei rabbah v'yamad yibachirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayetcho beit Yisrael b'galav v'zman karev v'yimmeru Yehei shmei rabbah mavorach li'olam li'almei almayach yitbarach v'yishtabach yitbarach v'yitramam v'yinaseh v'yitadav v'yitalev v'yitalav shemei dekudesha b'rechu le'elam min kol brichata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata Damiram bi'alma v'yimmeru Amen. San Amida is on page 35A or B. Say shalom bimromav. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. The repetition starts on page 47 or 89. Vayachulu hashamayim ve'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayachol Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayavorech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayikadesh oto Kivo Shabbat Mikol Malachto Asher Bara Elohim Lasa Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Velohei Avoteinu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Velohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Velohei Leah Hoel Hagadol Hagibov V'Hanara El Elyon Konei Shamayim Ha'aretz Magen Avod B'Dvaro Machayei Meitim B'Mamoro Hoel HaKadosh Yeit Kamahu Hameniach Lamo B'Yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratza Laniach Lachem Lefanav Navo B'Yirav V'Achol V'Nodeh Lishmo B'Chol Yom Tamid Me'on HaBerachot El Adot Adon HaShalom Mekadeshei HaShabbat Umvarech Shvi Rumeniach B'Kedusha Yamigdu Shnei Oneh Zecher L'Maaseh Bereshit Eloheinu v'Elahei Avoteinu Ritzei bin Chunatenu Kachenu b'mitzvotecha v'tenolkeinu b'toratecha Sabeinu mituvecha v'samcheinu b'shuatecha V'tali beinu v'liavdecha b'yemet V'chanichilenu no'elehenu b'yavav ratzon Shabbat kodshecha V'yanuchu vo Yisrael mekadshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat Yitgara v'yikara shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach yirotei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechonu v'yimeichon v'chayedecho beit Yisrael b'galav v'zman karev v'yimaru Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'almaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'tzilma v'yitnaseh v'yitadav v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei dekudisha v'rechu le'elam mikol b'chata v'shirata Tush b'chata v'nechemata damiram b'yalma v'yimaru Titkabel salaton uva'uton d'chol Yisrael kadam avuon di v'shmaya v'yimaru Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru Ol say shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru Amen. Savrit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu v'sadav ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'yavav ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, v'yava u'ratzon, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai b'kadesh ha'shabbat. That's the good stuff?
Juice.
Oof.
I like the juice.
You do? Oof. It's that stew, you know, you can make what you like out of it, right? Page 51. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit kedula liyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונה, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו ודבר מרומים. Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Lefes Ulato Kakatu Betorato Be'adatayom Be'hashivota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hua Elohim Bashamayim Mimal V'al Haaretz Mitachat. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. אמן. יעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה זמן קריב ויאמרו. אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך ויעלם ונעמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירם בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה, לחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו amen.
Amen. Cherkoach, Darren from Arim, and Michael for Kabbalat Shabbat. Kiddush this week is sponsored by Mercedes Castiel and Glenmorgan, who are celebrating many birthdays this month. Jessica, Mercedes, Daniel, Sarah, Josh, and the second birthday of their grandson, Jack, as well as their 38th wedding anniversary. So that's wonderful. That's great. Thank you to them. That's really great. So our next Family Friday is December 6th. At food at 5:30 for kids, and then dinner, and then shul at 6, and then dinner afterwards. Please RSVP to Emily Pauley or to the office if you want to come to that, so you know how much food to order. The Hanukkah party will be January 1st from 3 to 5 p.m. That's New Year's Day, so please RSVP to the office or online again so we can know about how much stuff to get. The PJC Players 2024-5 production is Something Rotten. It is a musical comedy about two brothers from the 1950s who try to write the first musical after a soothsayer predicts that the future of theater involves singing, dancing, and acting. And I assume it has something to do with Hamlet also. Join the PJC Players group. Please contact Sarah Schulman, as always, about that. And that's it. Yigdal is on page 53. ישתבח נמצא ועיני אל מציאותו אחד ואין יחיד ייחודו נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו Hein lo de mutal guf, hein no guf, lo na aruch elav gdushato, gadmon lechol davar asher nivra, rishon be'en reshit lereshito, ino adon olam, vechol no tzar yorek gedulato, u'malchuto, sheva nevuato, nekano el anshe segulato, v'tifarto, Lokam Yisrael K'Mosheyo Navi U'Mabit Et Tmunato Torah Temet Natan Le'Amoel Aya Nevi'u Ne'am Beito Lo Yachal Yifa'el Ve'lo Yamir Dato Le'olamim Le'zulato Sofer Ve'yodea Setareinu Mabit Le'sof Davar Ve'kadmato Omer leish chesed kemifalo, noten lerasha ra gerishato, yishlach leketz yamin mashichenu, litov mechake ket yeshuato, metim yechayel beroch asto, baruch adei ad shem tilato, metim yechayel beroch asto, baruch adei ad shem tilato.
No, really? You took a house? Oh, no. Like Snell's girl.
Yeah, well, so we were Melissa's cousins. They were, yeah.
Is that good? Not, good or you like that?
Relaxing. Happy Thanksgiving.
It was a great one this week. We had our grandson was last week.
Mazal tov. Mazal
Good,
tov.
good.
He wanted it before Thanksgiving, so before Thanksgiving, he didn't have to still have it hanging over his head. It worked out just in time.
That's when yours was the weekend.
Aaron, you will be pleased to know that my son
Uh-oh, no, what
is,
happened?
so he's obsessed now with Hamilton.
Oh,
And
is
you know,
he?
he
I know,
he watches the show
Really?
about British history. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So he's a loyalist. So so it's interesting. So when we grew up, like we were taught about the Boston Tea Party, like it was this heroic thing, the throw the tea in the thing.
He's on the side of the Brits.
No, so he's so
Love it.
so when I was talking to Celeste, I was like, he was like, did you know they repealed all the taxes but tea, and all they had to do was just pay this little tax on tea, and I was
Sometimes the facts are difficult.
so and so last night I was with this Canadian woman, and I don't know how you learned about the Boston Tea Party.
We didn't.
I
It
learned
wasn't
it was
even,
like the
it
heroic-
wasn't even covered.
So we're talking to I was talking to this woman who grew up in Winnipeg, and I forgot why we were talking about this. But we were talking about how we learned about American history. She said she learned about the Boston Tea Party was this temper tantrum.
Really?
And then it was not reasonable, and then it was like it was a huge deal for no reason, and it wasted all this product for no reason.
So I have to tell
And
you,
so isn't that interesting, right?
so English history in like high school when I was a kid, it was basically, the Magna Carta, there was some Middle Ages stuff, and a little bit about World War II. America and the
There was
India,
nothing.
there were no colonies, nothing. No, it wasn't even touched on colonies.
Well, and Jonas Brothers, look, Canada got a single shot fired. So,
I like it. So wait, so so I just did my citizenship.
But you're American now, so
Well,
you're
not
not
yet.
so.
I'm being sworn in on the 11th.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but I had to pass the
You
test.
just getting it now? Oh, I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
okay.
So, but the crazy thing is, the course you have to learn like
Yeah.
the history stuff. But my kids, I mean, they're not idiots. I mean, they're smart kids. They have no clue. I mean,
I'm not aware of this stuff.
no clue.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it was really like, wow,
Yeah.
know. I mean, yeah.
With the 11th of December?
11th
Oh,
of December
that's
is my
soon.
ceremony, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Well, no, we're just gonna go.
I'm gonna
and-
go, I took a day off of work.
And then it's right in Chinatown, so we get to hang out in Chinatown.
That's cool.
Oh, that's where you
So I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
Central Plaza,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Well, yeah, I get a little flag. I get a little flag.
Do you really?
I get a little flag.
That's great.
I'm gonna swear allegiance to the United States of America.
So that make you get rid of your accent?
Huh?
That make you get rid of your accent?
I hope not.
No.
You have to learn a lot of history, or what?
Well, you have to learn like a lot about, you know,
Rabbi, can you
American
send me,
stuff, you know,
like,
the pop
yeah,
government.
last-
yeah.
I mean, a lot of it was
Yeah,
kind of,
thanks,
not
everybody.
silly, but you know, like who the first president was, and you know, how the House and the Senate and stuff like that, but it was good.
Yeah, I was
That's
with
great.
my cousin and her kids, it was fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
We went to my niece, which was very.
This is the version.
No, I know.
That's wonderful.
Oh,
Oh, you do? Do you have one of those things?
Yes. So we have
Outside.
So, yeah,
It's dangerous.
yeah, so we have Claudia's cousins who smoke it first, and then we deep fry it. And
You
then
smoke it and
so
then,
he
yeah.
smoked, and then I do a regular one. We have a little bit of.
That sounds good.